The night Amelia Warner released her album, and the moment Jamie Dornan was so proud he cried. London, a late autumn afternoon. The yellow leaves were falling more. The air was a little chilly, carrying the smell of rain that had lingered since the morning. In a corner of the old street in Soho, a small recording studio was decorated with warm yellow lights, velvet curtains, and a few pots of lavender, the flowers Amelia loved and always used in her music. Today was not a big concert. Not a fashion event. Not a red carpet. It was the night Amelia Warner released her new album, a project she had spent a year working on in silence, with her heart, her memories, the bright and dark corners, and the maturity of a woman who had gone through much love and pain. And what Amelia didn't know was, Jamie was on her way back to London. New York, JFK Airport, the same morning. Jamie had just finished an important week of filming. When the director announced, "You have 3 days off. Take advantage of it." He didn't think for a second. "I'm flying back to London now." The manager frowned. "Aren't you going to tell Amelia?" Jamie smiled. "No, I want this to be a gift." He only brought a small suitcase and the wool scarf Amelia had sent him last week. On the plane, the moment the plane took off, Jamie looked down at the bright New York City and whispered, "Amelia, you won't be standing alone tonight." London, 6 p.m., before the event. Amelia stood in the backstage room of the music studio where the album launch would take place. She wore a milky white satin dress, her hair loose, her face delicately made up but still maintained her usual gentle look. Her best friend, Amy, had a small microphone attached to her shirt. "Are you nervous?" Amelia laughed shakily. "Worried? No. I'm scared." "Afraid of what?" Amelia looked in the mirror. "Afraid that my music won't reach anyone. Afraid that I'm not as strong as everyone thinks." Amy took her hand. "Amelia, Peter Pan isn't real, but your beautiful fragility is. And that's why your music touches others." Amelia smiled weakly. But in her heart there was a small emptiness. "I wish Jamie were here." After saying that, she laughed to herself. "He's in New York, Amelia. Don't daydream." She nodded. "Yeah, right, Jamie's working." But the longing was still there, a thin but distinct thread. At the same time, Jamie is 10 minutes away. The taxi turns into the streets of London, the sky is dark, the streetlights reflect on the wet pavement. Jamie leans his head against the window, his heart beating as fast as the first time he met Amelia. He thinks, "You should know I always come back." He looks at his watch. 19:07. The album launch starts at 19:30. He says to the driver, "Honey, can you drive a little faster?" The driver laughs. "Going to see your girlfriend sing?" Jamie laughs. "My wife, my woman, and tonight, she needs me." The launch begins, but one person is missing. The audience, mostly close friends, independent artists, a few small journalists, fills the room. The space is warm like a secret show. MC introduction. Hello everyone. Today is a special night for the female artist Amelia Warner, with the album called Homeward, A Journey Back to Oneself. The audience applauded. Amelia walked out. She tried to smile, even though inside she was overwhelmed with emotions. The album started with the first song, gentle, a little sad, like a door opening to Amelia's inner world. Amelia was singing. Then the last door opened. No one noticed. Only one person walked in, quietly, without making a sound. That person stood in the dark corner of the room. Waiting for every second. Waiting for the right moment. A moment that made the whole room freeze. The second song, Lavender Sky, was a song Amelia wrote about Jamie. A sad melody, beautiful, soft, and full of love notes. Amelia began to sing, her voice trembling slightly. I found my home. In the quiet of your hands. That moment Jamie stepped into the light of the stage, amid the surprised gazes of a few people. Amelia saw him. And everything stopped. The notes. Breath. Space. Time. Everything. She put her hand on her chest, unconsciously taking a step back, her mouth opening but unable to utter a word. Jamie looked at her. His eyes held all the things that could not be said through the video screen. He whispered, not loud enough for anyone else to hear, but enough for Amelia to read the movement of his lips. You're home. Amelia covered her mouth. A tear fell. The room gasped, then stood up and applauded. Not because of surprise, but because the moment was so beautiful. A man travels halfway around the world to stand beside his woman, on the most important night of all. Amelia continued singing, but her voice had changed completely. She wiped away her tears, looked up at Jamie, who was standing in the second row. His face was beaming with pride. His eyes said one thing very clearly. I'm here, you're not alone. Amelia took a deep breath. And started singing again. But this time, her voice had more power. A new confidence. A blossoming beauty that Amelia herself didn't realize she had. The audience held their breath and listened. The conductor whispered to the assistant. She's become a different artist. The moment Jamie couldn't hold back her tears. The last song, The Long Way Home, was a song Amelia wrote about Jamie's time away from home, about missing laughter, missing the smallest things. Amelia looked at Jamie throughout the song. Every line was a word she kept in her heart. Every note was an invisible touch to Jamie's heart. A line that made him choke up. And even when you are oceans away, my heart still knows your footsteps. Coming home to me. Jamie bowed his head, covering his eyes. A tear fell. A journalist standing nearby wrote in his notebook. Today, in London, I saw a man who loved so much he couldn't hide it. After the show, a private moment Amelia would remember for the rest of her life. Amelia walked backstage, her hands shaking with emotion. Jamie was waiting for her, standing in the middle of the small room, the yellow light reflecting off his still wet eyes. She ran to hug him. So tight. Jamie, you're really here? I thought I was dreaming. Jamie hugged her, whispering in her ear. Amelia? I will always be there in the most important moment of your life. Amelia cried, unable to hold back. You make me stronger. I sing better. I live more, because you believe in me. Jamie put his hands on her cheeks, looking straight into her eyes. No. I just stood there. And you're beautiful like this. Amelia laughed through her tears. Jamie, you make everything easier to breathe. Jamie kissed her forehead. And you make everything worth living. Out of the studio, in the drizzling London sky. Jamie and Amelia walked down the street, hand in hand. No paparazzi. No flashbulbs. No noise. Just the two of them. And a relief that goes deep into the bones. Amelia leans her head on Jamie's shoulder. Jamie, I'm proud of this album. But I'm prouder of you. Jamie smiles. Me too. You did it, Amelia. And I was there to see it. She squeezes his hand. I'm happy. Jamie turns. Me too. They stop in the middle of the street, under the streetlights. Jamie kisses Amelia, a kiss of gratitude, of love, of two people who have gone through many seasons and still choose each other. Mature Love records another beautiful moment. The night Amelia released her album did not break sales records. It did not cause a media storm. Not trending. But it was the night Amelia Warner found herself. And the night Jamie Dornan cried tears of pride for the woman he loved. A normal night for the world. But the biggest night for two hearts. And as they walked together through the drizzling rain, Jamie said something Amelia would remember for the rest of her life. Your music brings people home. Just like you brought me home.